Welcome to The Reasonable Search, a channel dedicated to law enforcement with the purpose of critiquing police interactions with the public to educate and protect the rights of citizens. The commentary in this video is my own opinion and not representative of any police department or to be considered legal advice. Please like and subscribe, leave a comment. Thanks for watching. In this video, let's dive into some misinformation on the landmark Supreme Court case, Terry versus Ohio. This original video comes from Delete Lawz channel, who is a self-professed constitutional law scholar. Self-professed because you won't find any peer-reviewed journal articles written by him, court cases he's successfully argued, or a license to practice law in any state. Here we'll see Delete Lawz in the role as a man on the street, asking people questions about their rights and spreading misinformation on Terry versus Ohio. Thank you for watching and subscribing. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below.
Hey, let me ask you guys a question real quick. If I'm a cop and I walk up to you and I say, hey, let me see some ID, how are you going to respond to that?
Say, for what?
Okay, because I'm suspicious of you.
What I do? I'm black?
I need to see your ID.
Nah, you ain't seen my ID.
Why? Well, if you don't give me your ID, I'm going to arrest you. What are you going to say?
Where your badge at? Where's your badge number?
I'm not a cop, but I'm saying if
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I would say. That's what I'm saying.
My name is Decastro, badge number, never would I be a cop. But
No, I feel you.
But what do you say to that? What do you say when I say, give me your ID now or I'm going to arrest you?
What crimes have I committed? Am I being detained?
Am I being detained or am I free to go? Right, and I say you're being detained.
Under what cause?
Right, but what particular kind of cause?
What am I being detained for?
Right, so under what probable cause standard? And where does the probable cause standard come from?
I don't know, man.
Fourth Amendment.
Fourth Amendment.
And how do you get how do you get reasonable articulable suspicion? What's that come from?
Fourth Amendment.
Terry versus Ohio.
Delete Lawz is false in stating that a person can only be detained upon probable cause. Probable cause is the minimum burden for arrest. The probable cause burden is the facts and circumstances that a crime has been committed and that the accused has committed it. Reasonable suspicion is the minimum burden for detainment. A person is not under arrest at that time and only under investigation. Both these legal doctrines come from the Fourth Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, which means both reasonable suspicion and probable cause are seizures under the Fourth Amendment. The Fourth Amendment protects us against unreasonable searches. So we can gather that some reasonable searches can be ruled constitutional, even without a warrant. For example, exigent circumstances and a Terry stop.
Why was Terry versus Ohio passed?
Tell me, man.
To arrest black people.
Nah, facts though. You spent some knowledge on this.
A lot of people identify me as a conservative. A lot of people will call me a liberal. Whether you like it or not,
No.
Terry, see my shirt says overturn Terry right here. Terry versus Ohio was created so that cops could run up and grab blacks
Jeez.
because they wanted to stop the civil rights movement. So
Here is the biggest lie, that Terry versus Ohio is racist and was passed for the purpose of locking up black men. The facts and circumstances of the case and what the officers saw Terry and his co-defendants doing was based solely on reasonable articulable suspicion. You don't know the races of anyone involved when you read the facts of the case. Terry and his co-defendants exhibited behavior that a reasonable person would believe a robbery was about to be committed. Now, the worst part of calling this case racist is that this man, Thurgood Marshall, was a Supreme Court justice and was part of a majority opinion upholding Terry versus Ohio. Marshall was a titan of civil rights. As an attorney, he successfully argued many Supreme Court cases, including the landmark case of Brown versus the Board of Education, successfully ending segregation in public schools. Marshall continued protecting civil rights on the court, and to say this decision was racist with him in majority is, well, I'll let you fill in the blank.
So now, what's the difference between reasonable articulable suspicion and a probable cause standard? I gave you the answers. What's the difference? So reasonable articulable suspicion comes from
Terry versus Ohio.
Terry versus Ohio, and the probable cause standard comes from
Fourth Amendment.
Fourth Amendment.
Delete Law misses the whole question of Terry versus Ohio. It was not about detainment because, of course, officers were detaining for investigation before Terry. The question before the court was the act of seizing Terry and performing a frisk for weapons, hence Terry frisk or a Terry pat. Was that frisk a search and unconstitutional? The frisk of Terry was upheld because it's a pat of the outer clothing and not as invasive as a search. The facts and circumstances known that a robbery may occur, it's reasonable to believe that Terry and his co-defendants could be armed. It's a reasonableness standard. It's unreasonable for officers to stand around and continue to watch Terry until they have probable cause for the robbery. That would mean waiting and watching them commit a robbery. That's not reasonable.
Probable cause standard, what does that mean?
There's probably an issue.
Well, okay,
Yeah, like,
very good. Okay,
I'm
what's
thinking,
the issue though? What is the, if I have probable cause against you and I'm a cop, what does that mean? You've broken the law.
Yeah, broken the law.
Probable cause is when I can articulate a law that you have broken. So you don't get to see ID unless you can tell me the law that I've broken.
Correct.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
So-
I'm learning something new every day.
What about a
Yeah,
stop
I
and ID state? This is the stop and ID state, so you got to give me your ID. Is that right? No,
I don't think that is right. No, even if it is, I don't think it is.
it's not right.
Yeah.
You have to have a probable cause standard to get my identification.
Here again is where he's doing these men a disservice by telling them to violate the state law and stop and identify legislation. Just because Delete Lawz believes an officer needs probable cause to identify someone, it's not how the laws are written. Upon reasonable suspicion, people must identify in many states, including Arizona, where these interviews are taking place. Delete Lawz has just incorrectly told these men not to comply with laws of identifying when the law requires it.
This is nice over here, but I like that area over there. 3, Air Force Academy? Did you actually go to the Air Force Academy, or do you like the shirt? Can I ask you guys a couple of questions real quick?
Yeah,
Sure. So I'm asking questions right now.
we like those. Yeah.
If
We like those.
I'm a police officer right now, I'm not really a cop, but if I was and I walked up to you and I said, hey, let me see some ID, what are you going to say?
Sure.
Sure?
Like, why not, though?
Why not?
Like, why? Well, like, why would you want to see it, though?
Well, because your name goes into a database, and then what they do is when they're bored, they go through that database and they just go look you up and see what you're doing. Or they investigate anybody you're related to or friends with that could be committed a crime. This is a fact. So
That makes sense.
So you're out and I say, give me your ID, you're just going to give it to me?
I mean, if you're a police officer, if you're like a legit police officer and you come up to me,
You're just going to give me your ID?
I mean, why the trouble, though? If I'm not doing anything wrong, why not?
Well, because if you don't stand up for your rights, you don't have any rights.
No, I do. I'm just not standing up for them.
You're not going to stand up for your rights?
No, sure. But the rights are still there, even if I don't stand up for them.
No, they're not. If you don't fight for your rights, you don't have any rights.
But the rights are written in the law. Just because I don't stand up for them doesn't mean that my rights
All right. God bless. Thanks for your time. I appreciate it.
A database, when they're bored, they will investigate you. I think this young lady knew to walk away from Delete Lawz with this push to defend her rights, or they go away fallacy. As if the legislative branch one day will say, no one invokes their right to remain silent anymore, let's repeal the Fifth Amendment. Great job to her for walking away. You can watch the full video where some other people walk away from his misguided agenda. Thanks for watching, and like always, leave a comment in the section below. Like and subscribe.